got a new update on FBG Duck case. I've been updating this every day. The trial started. People in the courtroom testifying. We done heard from FBG Duck's son, mother. We heard from the girl who was shot with FBG Duck. Even the police is testifying and shit. Today we gonna talk about Trench's news. You know, he kind of came up a lot of shit. We're gonna actually talk about, is O Block innocent? You know, it's a lot of videos that kind of put them at the crime scene. These guys have already been guilty on the internet, on YouTube. YouTube say these guys guilty, and the trial ain't even over with. You know, I'm truth teller. We gotta come from both angles. So we're gonna talk about this. Hit the like button. Let's get a lot of likes on this video. Like I keep telling you, the internet is filled with fake videos about Duck and what happened to Duck. You want a real video, this a real video. So let's push all them fake videos down and push a real video up by hitting the like button. According to the paperwork, you know, these guys, lawyers, O Block lawyers, kind of feel like this ain't an open and shut case like everybody's saying. You know, they speak about a lot of circumstantial evidence. It ain't been a couple of days in the trial so far. We done heard people testifying, speaking, witness accounts, and all kind of shit. Everything we heard, though, is basically the background of what happened, you know, the opening statements. We ain't really heard no clear-cut information and evidence yet. You got to remember, this is the prosecution time. They calling their witnesses. I guess the defense gonna call their witnesses soon when it's their turn. Remember, this trial gonna take a little while. The judge say maybe up to 2 months. According to the paperwork, you got to remember, they don't believe this is a closed-cut case. They don't have nobody that identified any of these guys at the shooting. While this shit was happening, they don't have no witness accounts of saying that's the O Block guys them doing that shit right there. You know, so they don't got no video footage of these guys' real faces. Remember, the shooters had masks on. So they don't got, you know, identification on video surveillance of these guys' faces and shit. Then none of these guys cooperated. All these guys are claiming they innocent. They don't know what the hell y'all talking about in this case. Oh, my glass fogging up. They don't know what the hell y'all talking about in this case. They claiming they innocent. You know, they just been put in this case through internet chatters and shit like that. Then you got to remember, it wasn't a murder weapon recovered. It was a weapon recovered from the scene, but I think that's the weapon that Duck girl grabbed and got to shooting at the guys. None of the murder weapons have been recovered. That's another big thing, you know? So there's no murder weapons. It's nobody on video where you can see their face actually shooting Duck. It's just a lot of circumstantial evidence that Duck was beefing with O Block. These guys didn't like him. They seen some cars and shit. Here go the thing with the cars, though. The cars are belong to 2 people out of all these people who they locked up. You know, they do got video surveillance footage of these guys getting in the car at O Block. But unless the license plate readers caught every block that they rolled down, every corner, every block, ain't no telling if anybody would have got out them cars or anything. You don't know if somebody got dropped off or anything. Then they got Teasy. Teasy didn't kill anybody, but they say he dropped Duck low. He not cooperating from the paperwork I seen. He's actually don't know what they talking about. He say he didn't drop no low. He was just calling to get picked up from downtown. But the feds say he drove downtown and they got his car downtown, so he can't make that loud. But he's claiming he never called nobody to drop no lows or anything like that. So, you know, I just wanted people to understand that, you know, these guys are claiming they innocent. These guys are going to have an opportunity to speak when the defense get a chance to defend them and shit like that. It's a lot of circumstantial evidence. These guys' lawyers feel like the feds don't know who did what, who did this, what murder weapon shot Duck. You know, out of all the guns that shot Duck, what was the fatal bullet? What gun did the fatal bullet come out of? All kind of shit. You know, they feel like this is information you got to have before you convict somebody without a reasonable doubt. They did it, you know? So I wanted to bring that to your attention. Trench's news is another big part of the case, because O Block lawyers is claiming that the feds are paying people to lie on these guys, basically. You know, Trench's news wasn't part of this. He wasn't, you know, looked for. He didn't have a warrant out for his arrest or anything like that. This guy offered information. He didn't broker a deal. It ain't like his information helped him get a lighter sentence or anything like that, because he wasn't investigated on this crime. They saying that basically he was paid to lie on them, basically. And that's wrong, you know. Trench's News did have a relationship with O Block. He had a relationship with FBG too, so I don't know, you know. I can tell you that out of all the shit that I done read so far in the transcripts, all the information people done told me, Trenches News is the only person I know that so far that is gonna, corroborate and say that this was basically like a RICO case. Everybody else information that just said that, we seen these guys get in this car, or these guys were beefing with Duck, and the baby mama saying this number belonged to D thing, and another baby mama saying TZ was jealous of Duck. We got that information. Trenches News information tells the story of the hierarchy in the gang, how the gang run. You got to pay dues about how you get the guns. People getting beat up if they don't pay this amount of money. Trenches News kind of gave evidence of a RICO case, racketeering. He's going to be a star witness. Now, I'm not sure if they want to still call him, because he's been doing videos, a lot of shit on the internet. I don't know if him on the stand is going to come across as very truthful. So I don't know if they're going to call him, but they said they were going to call him to testify, and they said Trenches News stood by what he told the feds. He stood by it. We done seen him in interviews, and it looked like he's standing 10 on that shit, So I'm not sure exactly what come in. I'm not sure what Butter come in at. I see Butter and Duck Mom look like they beefing on the internet, so I'm not sure if these people want to call these guys up to the stands. It don't look like they testimony going to be reliable. But I wanted to bring to your attention, Old Block 6 is saying they had nothing to do with this. This is mistaken identity. They don't know who did anything. They don't own them cars. Whoever was in them cars that drove and did anything, that's them. They don't know what happened. But as far as the guys who didn't own them cars, they don't know what the fuck y'all talking about. They claiming that this is mistaken identity. They ain't did anything to anybody. I don't know if that's going to work in a RICO trial where people is facing life in the penitentiary to go in the courtroom and say, I don't know what y'all talking about. I wasn't there. I don't know what y'all talking about. While the prosecutors is alleging y'all belt out a client. Blah, 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 blah. Shit crazy. So I'm going to keep y'all updated on this. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's the Homie Truth.